What is up, woke family? It's your boy Woke Ebuks, and I'm back again with another live stream. Topic that I'll be discussing this live stream today. Everybody get into this reaction video. Candace Owens, 5 reasons why people hate Pride Month. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna give you all my honest opinions, and we're gonna move with that. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
I feel like it is high time. And for today's episode, I feel like it is high time that somebody says the quiet part out loud. So today I'm going to do that. Ready? The majority of Americans cannot stand Pride Week, Pride Month, Pride Year, whatever it is. The month of June has been completely perverted, and the majority of Americans,
Did she say the month of June has been completely perverted? Let her explain herself.
including my gay friends, cannot stand this month. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why that's true.
Oh, she said even her gay friends can't even stand the month. Okay, let's listen to this.
You guys ready? Reason number 1, it's because Pride Month is emblematic of corporate cowardice. Everywhere you look, all of these corporations that don't even make sense are putting up rainbow flags, right? McDonald's, what was the issue with gay people at McDonald's? Were gay people not being served at McDonald's? I walk into a furniture shop a couple of weekends ago, and prominently displayed is this LGBTQIA flag. Everybody's welcome to shop here. At what point in American history were gay people not allowed to shop in furniture stores? It's so emblematic.
She does have a point, and I will say this though. I think the reason, to an extent, why they are promoting it is just to be able to carry out certain agendas. Because if she's saying that, according to what she's saying, that her gay friends have a problem with it, right? But then again, her gay friends also are not a representation of the population. What I can also say is that in certain situations, the LGBTQ plus community in certain situations feels like they're being underrepresented. So this is their opportunity to be able to be represented in a better way, right? Regardless of how I feel about it or whatever the situation may be, or other people feel about it. You feel what I'm saying? But that is what it is. Let's continue.
Of those stupid departments that are being built up, diversity and inclusion departments, somebody who is completely not qualified to even work at the corporations that they work at, keeping a calendar of every ridiculous holiday that we continue to make up to make sure that corporations get on their knees about various social issues. We as a company are dedicating $200,000 to LGBTQ causes. Okay, where's that money even going? That's my question. Where is the money even going? What is it that we are striving toward for gay people and lesbian people? What don't they have in America that they need us to donate dollars, corporate dollars, to make sure that they secure in the future?
I mean, I do get where she's coming from, but like I said before, again, the reason you're seeing probably the rise of Pride Month and all of the plots of the LGBTQ plus community is because they're trying to spread a message to America. Now, it becomes a little bit more of a touchy topic because the way that they're promoting their community, if other races other than the European American race were promoted like that, people would have shut it down a long time ago. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And on top of that as well, too, what they're also having done is that those people that not that there are people that are a part of the community, but those that are promoting it a lot are trying to get people that were originally straight to change their sexuality to be able to fit what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said before, I want to differentiate it. I'm not talking about those that are a part of the community. I'm talking about those that are promoting it. If you're a part of it and you're promoting it, then I don't know what to tell you. But the thing is that it becomes a problem when you try to make someone who was originally straight, right, who is heterosexual, to change into a different orientation just to be able to fit your needs. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But let's continue.
Fear of out-of-control inflation is hammering the stock market. The S&P 500 is having its worst start to the year since World War II. That being said, now might be a good time for you to diversify into gold, the most stable asset in history. And Birch Gold is the company that I trust to help you convert an IRA or a 401k
Ayo, Candace, no free promos. No free promos, Candace. Let's continue.
into an IRA in gold and silver. That's right. Not only will Birch Gold help you fortify your savings with precious metals, they'll help you do it in a tax-sheltered account. Text Candace to 989898 to get started with your free, no-obligation info kit on gold from Birch Gold. They are the precious metals professionals. Text Candace to 989898 and secure your savings now. Number 2 is that actually it's insulting to Black people. I've been pretty outspoken. I even think Black History Month needs to go away. But let me tell you.
What did I just say a couple minutes ago? I literally talked about the way that their community is being promoted. It literally shaves off anything that has to do when it comes to other races in regards to the European American race. I literally said that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Something. If Black people are getting 1 month for the stuff that we live through in America, somebody's going to need to explain to me how it is that gay people and lesbian and trans people also got a month. Like what somebody give me the history lesson, right? That qualifies an entire month.
She does have a point though, right? Hundreds of years of slavery and being treated less than European Americans, African Americans, right? And they, if anything, they get the shortest month. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, I have my own opinions in regards to that. We all do, right? Woke family, but it just goes to show you. It just goes to show you.
In celebratory rainbows. Was there an island where there was gay people that were living happily and all of a sudden they got put onto boats and chains and brought over to America and forced?
That's a fact.
I missed that history lesson that justifies them being able to throw their asses in my face for an entire month. It's annoying and it's ridiculous. Thomas Sowell, as you guys know, is one of my favorite authors, and he once wrote a quote, and that quote is, "Civil rights used to be about treating everyone the same, but today, some people are so used to special treatment that equal treatment is considered to be discrimination."
I'll be completely honest with you, Candace, and I'll be completely honest with you, woke family. There is no such thing as equal treatment in America anymore, right? Freedom of speech and all those things are slowly fading away. Understand that the way America's heading, it's starting to act to an extent more like the third world countries when it comes to how your voice is represented in society. People won't really listen to you unless you have some sort of status or money to back you. Now, am I saying that it's a good thing? No, and yes, right? They both have their positives and negatives, but the reality of the situation is that it's not about complaining about the positives and negatives. It's about being able to jump through the hurdles to be able to make your voice known, to have a presence, to have people respect you, especially for the hard work that you're putting out into society. Let's continue.
That is my opinion when it comes to the LGBTQ IRS agenda. They think they're being discriminated against because they're not getting special privileges, right? Which brings me to point number 3, the slippery slope of it all. First, it began as just a day of national pride and rainbows and sprinkles and Skittles. And they said, oh, actually, we're gonna need a whole week to demonstrate to you guys that we are proud to be gay and lesbian and queer. And then they weren't satisfied. They said, actually, we're gonna need an entire month to do this because we need more time to express this to you. And they're never gonna be satisfied, right? But first it's like, love is love. Gay marriage, it's just about gay marriage, love is love. And they got gay marriage and they said, actually gonna tack on a T here. We've got some transgendered issues and we need to be able to speak to your children about the fact that I'm a trans femme turtle. And if you're not comfortable with that, then it's because you're a bigot.
Yeah, they do try. Okay, so this is my thing. And I don't know if this is specifically only in their community, but I will say that this is how it is, especially in America and in the West. When you have something that you bring to the table and you disagree with something that somebody else brings to the table, they will try to shame you. People use a lot of shaming language. Some people call you neo-Nazis. Some people call you racist. Some people call you, you know what I'm saying, a follower of you know who, you know what I'm saying, anybody. It doesn't really matter. And they will do that to try to shame you. But this is my thing. For those of us who are woke and for those of us who are watching this channel and leveling up every day, never try to downplay your beliefs because it's different than another person. They will try to shame you. They will try to make you feel like what you're talking about is not right. But deep down inside, you have to believe in yourself and you got to keep going every single day. You feel what I'm saying? Let's continue.
A figurative gun to everybody's head, right? America's got a figurative gun to their head when these movements come around. It's you either put up an LGBTQIA flag or you hate homosexuals.
Yeah. And you know what the funny part about that is? Listen to what Candace has said. She said it again, and I'll repeat what she just said. She said, if you do not like the LGBTQ plus community, you're a homophobic. You're homophobic, basically, right? I literally made a video about this a couple of days ago. I made a reaction video to a popular YouTuber, right? What he basically did is that he went around basically acting suspicious, right? Or what I call is acting sus to a bunch of random people that more likely than not were heterosexual and were not homophobic, but tried to classify them as homophobic. And I know it was in a joking way, but the thing is that that's reality when it comes to how people, especially when it comes to Pride Month, will see you. If you don't fit in that category of, yeah, I support LGBTQ plus, then you're homophobic. They will try to shame you, bro. That's real. Let's continue.
Right? You either put up a BLM flag or you hate black people. That's it. It basically puts all of America in the closet because we have to pretend that we don't mind what's going on for an entire month.
And that's a fact because this is the reality. If you do mind it, if you do speak out on it, the reality is that they're going to try to shame you and they're going to try to cancel you, even though they can't cancel you, right? They're going to try to shame you, but who cares? It's your life to live. Let's continue.
What's going on for an entire month? Oh, that would be number 4 on my list. It's perversity that is being dressed up as diversity. We know what this is. Stop pretending that this is about pride when you need to wear assless chaps and shake your butt in front of a child's face. And then you say, oh, if you have any issues with this, then it's because you're a bigot and you're raising your child to be a bigot. Your baby needs to be anti-racist, like your baby needs to be anti and pro and supportive of all of these various causes. They need to be pro-trans. They need to be actively pro-trans agenda. It's debauchery everywhere you look. Look at the Pride Parade. Why is it so okay to take your children to a Thanksgiving Day parade? You have no fears, but you know fully well that if you take your child to a Pride Parade, your child is going to be exposed to a bunch of sexuality on display because that's just what they're allowed to do for an entire month. They're allowed to be overtly sexual and pretend that they're a special snowflake and that if you don't like it, it's because you're somehow a heterosexual freak who doesn't understand that people need to express themselves. Let me be clear. If a heterosexual couple acted in the same way as some of these couples act during a Pride Parade,
they're going to be labeled as weird. They're going to be labeled as people that should be locked up. For real, for real.
I would be disgusted because it's just gross. It's just debauchery. Your sexuality doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care what your sexuality is. When you're being perverse, you should be called out for it. It's the
I agree with that 100%.
same reason I called out Cardi B for her performance on stage when I felt she was being disgusting at the Grammys. I don't care that Cardi B is a heterosexual person. I care that there are children in America who shouldn't be forced to watch this sort of stuff. They shouldn't be forced to watch our cultural corrosion on screens. That's how the majority of adults.
I will say this though, Candace, unfortunately, and I agree with where you're coming from. Does that mean I'm perfect or no? But at the same time as well too, I definitely get where you're coming from. What I will say is that unfortunately this society is only going to get worse and worse. People are going to still do obstructive things and more agendas are going to be pushed. And you have to realize that majority of these agendas that are being pushed are demonic. People don't realize this, but it's the truth. A lot of these agendas that are being pushed are demonic and they're meant to keep people in a lower value, in a lower state of consciousness. When you're woke, right, like we are on this channel, we see the truth and we accept it and we move forward and we try to do better, regardless of the scenario, regardless of the circumstance.
Feel when Pride Month comes along, but they're not allowed to say it, or else they will be accused of being bad individuals who want homosexuals to be wiped off the face of the planet. Speaking of individuals who actually want homosexuals to be wiped off the face of the planet, let's talk about number 5. It's also the cultural ignorance of it all, right? You get these people that come up to you and they're waving their flags, and they're the same people that are waving their pride flags in one hand and the Ukraine flags in the other one, right? And then when you say, hey, wait, gay marriage is not allowed in Ukraine. Oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. And well, it's not even about that. The reality of the situation is that in situations like this, people don't want to accept reality. The reality is that there are very, very limited countries in which you can in which you can basically express your sexuality, especially if you're a part of the LGBTQ plus community. There are certain countries you go to, like Jamaica, like Nigeria, any African country, if you show those things, if you show those characteristics of yourself, you're in trouble. You're in trouble for doing those things. They don't tolerate that at all. I'm just being honest. You feel what I'm saying? They really do not tolerate those things at all. People in America especially try to take it for granted that you're given rights and privileges. You don't realize that it's a blessing from the Most High, and understand that if you go to other countries and you believe that you can act as free, you can literally get, you know what I'm saying? That's what can happen to you. I'll give you an example, and it has nothing to do with the LGBTQ plus community. Here in this country, you can speak freely of the president, and if you wanted to defame him or slander his name, you could do that and nothing would happen to you here in America. You go to any other Caribbean country and try that. You go to any other European country and try that. You go to any other African country and try speaking negatively on the president or the governor or the mayor's name. You might not be alive to tell the story of what happens to you. And I'm not even saying that to be joking. I'm being so serious. Let me repeat that again. Here in America, you can comfortably speak out against the president, comfortably speak out against the governor, comfortably speak out against the mayor, and nothing will happen to you. More likely than not, you go to any other country in the world, right? Or let me not say any other, but majority of countries in the world, European countries, Caribbean countries, African countries, Asian countries, and you try that, all jokes aside, you might not be alive to tell the story. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. That just goes to show you that people take for granted that they have freedom of speech. People take for granted that they have rights and privileges. It's the truth. And you know we speak the truth on this channel. Let's continue.
There are actually places all across the world where homosexual people are oppressed and they never do anything for it. That's not what they're raising money for. They're raising money so they can indoctrinate our children with LGBTQ agenda ideas, right?
Facts.
They don't care. They'll tell you to donate tomorrow to Saudi Arabia if the right politician gets on stage and tells them to.
That is a big fact. I'll give you another example. Look at the situation regarding Black Lives Matter. The activist that started the Black Lives Matter movement. She took all of that money that people that donated Black Lives Matter to, and she ate that money on herself. She used it to go buy herself houses. That just goes to show you they're trying to indoctrinate people into certain lifestyles, into certain beliefs, get people to be fixated on those things. People will donate money, and then they end up getting played because they're not using that money to be able to promote society in a positive way, but they're doing it for their ulterior motives. Let's continue.
They're ignorant about their very existence, and that drives me absolutely insane. It also bothers me on a spiritual level that it is a corruption of what the rainbow signifies theologically. Remember, this was God's promise that he would never again flood the earth. And sometimes I ask the question, when I look around and I see all this ridiculousness going on, when I look at the perversion that our culture has become, and I look at everything that we're even talking about in this country, you wonder if he should make good on that promise or not. You wonder if we need a reset button of some sort on humanity.
You don't even have to say all that, Candace. We're already going through the Great Reset right now. That's why you're seeing inflation prices increase. That's why people aren't able to afford groceries as much. People aren't affording rent. People aren't affording mortgage. We're going through the Great Reset. This is just a part of it, but people have to understand that before things can become better, you have to go through the fire and you have to get burnt. Let's continue.
All together. So in closing, it's a great irony that we spend this time calling it Pride Month, when in reality, it's anything but. We should not be proud of this. We should not be proud of the state of culture. It's actually everything that Americans should be ashamed of. Maybe we need a shame month. Thanks for joining me on this segment of Candace. If you liked this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel.
So, like I said, that's the reality of the situation, right? We basically broke down the 5 reasons why Candace Owens believes that people hate Pride Month, and I just basically broke it down even more and gave y'all my synopsis on the situation, my detailed response. I don't know if it's a synopsis. I should actually search it up, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? People really don't understand what the situation involving Pride Month is, and that's basically a breakdown and generally how people truly feel. At least a decent amount of people, but obviously people who feel against to it as well too. You leave your comments down in the comment section, and then from there I'll answer it. This is going to be this live stream. If you like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this live stream with your friends, subscribe to the channel at Ebuks, WOKEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below with all social media links. So make sure you give those a check. Without further ado, this is going to be this video. This is Ebuks, and I'm out, man.